Hi guys, happy Wednesday and welcome back to our chapter book reading of Wonder. We're actually almost done, it's crazy. By popular demand, my husband, Mr. St. Pierre, is going to read some of the next chapter for you guys. So have fun.
What's up, guys? All right, the chapter is called The Augie Doll. For a while, the war was all we talked about. February was when was really at its worst. That's when practically nobody was talking to us, and Julian had started leaving notes in our lockers. The notes to Jack were stupid, like, "You stink, Big Cheese," and "Nobody likes you anymore." I got notes like "freak" and another that said "get out of our school, orc." Summer thought Summer thought we should report the notes to Ms. Uh, Rubin, who was the middle school dean, or even Mr. Tushman, but we thought that would be like snitching. Anyway, it's not like we didn't leave notes too, though ours weren't really mean. They were kind of funny and sarcastic. One was, "You're so pretty, Jillian. I love you. Will you marry me? Love, Beulah." Another one was, "Love your hair, XOX, Beulah." Another was, "You're a babe. Tickle my feet, XO, Beulah." Beulah was a made up person that me and Jack came up with. She had really gross habits like eating the green stuff in between her toes and sucking our knuckles. And we figure someone like that would have a real crush on Julian, who looked and acted like someone in the Kids Bop commercial. There were also a couple of times in February when Julian, Miles, and Henry played tricks on Jack. They didn't play tricks on me, I think, because they knew that if they got caught bullying me, it would be a big time trouble for them. Jack, they figured, was an easier target. So one time they stole his gym shorts and played monkey in the middle with him in the locker room. Another time, Miles, who sat next to Jack in homeroom, swept Jack's homework sheet off his desk, crumbled it in a ball, and tossed it to Julian across the room. This wouldn't have happened if Miss Pedosa had been there, of course. But there was a substitute teacher that day, and subs never really know what's going on. Jack was good about this stuff. He never let them see he was upset, though I think sometimes he was. The other kids in the grade knew about the war, ex- except for Savannah's group. The girls were neutral at first, but by March, they were getting sick of it, and so were some of the boys. Like another time when Julian was dumping some pencil sharpener shavings into Jack's book bag. Amos, who was usually tight with them, grabbed the book pack out of Julian's hands and returned it to Jack. It was starting to feel like the majority of the boys weren't buying into Julian anymore. Then a few weeks ago, Julian started spreading this ridiculous rumor that Jack had hired someone hitman to get him and Miles and Henry. This lie was so pathetic that people were actually laughing about him behind his back. At this point, any boys who had still been on his side now jumped ship and were clearly neutral. So by the end of March, only Miles and Henry were on Julian's side, and I think even they were getting tired of the war by then. I'm pretty sure everyone's stopped playing the plague game behind my back too. No one really cringes if I bump into them anymore, and people uh, borrow my pencils without acting like the pencil had cooties. People even joked around with me now sometimes. Like the other day, I saw Maya writing a note to Ellie on a piece of ugly doll stationery, and I don't know why, but I just kind of randomly said, "Did you know that? Did you know the guy who created the ugly dolls based them on me?" Maya looked at me with her eyes wide open, like she totally believed me. Then, when she realized I was only kidding, she thought it was the funniest thing in the world. "You are so funny, August," she said. And then she told Ellie and some of the other friends, other girls, uh, what I had just said, and they all thought it was funny too. Like at first they were shocked, but then when they saw I was laughing about it, they knew it was it was okay to laugh about it too. And the next day I found a Tile Ugly Doll keychain sitting on my chair with a nice little note from Maya that said, "For the nicest Augie doll in the world, XO Maya." Uh, 6 months ago, stuff like that would never have happened, but now it happens more and more. Also, people have been really nice about the hearing aids I started wearing. All right, guys. Hope you all enjoyed.
Thank you, Mr. St. Pierre. I'm going to take over now. I thought he did great. And we're going to keep going. Next chapter is called Lobbit. Ever since I was little, the doctors told my parents that someday I'd need hearing aids. I don't know why this always freaked me out a bit. Maybe because anything to do with my ears bothers me a lot. My hearing was getting worse, but I hadn't told anyone about it. The ocean sound that was always in my head had been getting louder. It was drowning out people's voices, like I was underwater. I couldn't hear teachers if I sat in the back of the class, but I knew if mom or dad but if I knew if I told mom or dad about it, I'd end up with hearing aids. And I was hoping I could make it through the 5th grade without having that happen. But then in my annual checkup in October, I flunked the audiology test and the doctor was like, "Dude, it's time." And he sent me to a special ear doctor who took impressions of my ears. Out of all my features, my ears are the ones that I hate the most. They're like tiny fists on the side of my face. They're too low on my head, too. They look like squashed pieces of pizza dough sticking out of the top of my neck or something. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I really hate them. When the ear doctor first pulled the hearing aids out for me and my mom to look at, I groaned. "I'm not wearing that thing," I announced, folding my arms in front of me. "I know they probably looked kind of big," said the ear doctor, "but we had to attach them to the headband because we had no other way of making them so they just stay on your ears." See, normal hearing aids usually have a part wrapped around the inner bud. And that's where we're actually going to end the chapter today. We're going to do more of this tomorrow. Let me try to do this. Actually, Jeffrey, I'm still recording. Can you? Oh, there we go. All right, guys, we'll do more tomorrow. Bye.